Welcome back to Gatabud. In this video, you're going to be able to do this by the end of it. Let's give this guy now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow. He's done. That's a silver Lynel going down immediately. Hope that got your attention. I put a lot of time in particularly mapping out all the Luminous Stones so that you don't have to. This is going to be a pretty painless process for you, and I hope you enjoy. Our first stop is the Hateno General Store. You need some fresh milk. And you need some Hylian rice. If you do not have a Hyrule herb in your inventory, it is a short flight from the Hateno General Store right here. You can grab one, just don't get grabbed by the gloom hands. If you do not have a Sundelion, go to the sky and grab one on whatever island you have unlocked. In Kakariko village at this location, there is a lady with a sick grandmother, and if you cook her some porridge, then it will lower the price at the store. So you need to do Hyrule herb, and then Sundelion, and then fresh milk and Hylian rice. Cook it together, and then you can talk to her and give her the porridge. After a brief cutscene, you can report to the store and you can purchase the Radiant Armor set at a very reasonable price now. These upgrade requirements are honestly pretty hilarious. We are going to have to farm, I believe, 225 Luminous Stones, and that's going to take up 90% of your time here, probably. The Moldugas are worth noting as well because there's only 4 of them that spawn in the game, and you need 9, and only 1 jaw drops per Molduga. That guarantees that you have 2 blood moons. And if you have completed the Gerudo Town storyline, Gibdos realistically become a blood moon unless you want to go explore every single cave in the desert. If you don't have Horriblin or Moblin Guts, that's a very easy fix. So yeah, you're going to be spending a lot of time getting stones. Lucky for you, I spent exponentially more time than you will searching for those stones. Also on that final upgrade, there is 9 Lynel Guts. Only 1 Guts drops per Lynel, if it even does. So you're going to have to kill a minimum of 9. And if you want to stick to just silver Lynels because of the 100% rate, you'll probably have to use a blood moon as well. I will cover everything Lynel related in a separate video that I will link multiple times in this video. Alright, first up, what you need to do is actually Moldugas. And the reason being is only 4 of them spawn and you need 9 jaws. So that means 2 blood moons are required no matter what for this. And they're actually hilariously easy. Even if you don't have max stamina, you can just use stamina food to do this. And you don't need Savage Lynel bows either technically, but that makes it easier too. But you just kind of fly over it and bait it into jumping. And then go into bullet time and just tee off on it. And if you do this right, he can be done before he even hits the ground. Now, unfortunately, no matter what you do, only 1 jaw is going to drop. So there's no way to get around the 2 blood moon thing on this, but that's why we do it first. It's actually even less time consuming to get the luminous ore as far as respawns go. The Moldugas are located where these little worm icons are. This is straight from the Zelda dungeon map, and it's pretty simple to bounce around from them. These two in the middle will be inside a sandstorm if you haven't beaten the Gerudo Town quest. Now, if you want to beat this thing legitimately, what you want to do is toss a bomb. And that'll make it wipe out like that. And then you just mash Y until you win. Rinse and repeat. You want to find a spot that's not sand to stand on top of, but that's an alternate strategy if you don't want to burn arrows or you don't have a Savage Lynel bow. If you need Gibdos and you've already beaten the Gerudo storyline, down here in the depths by this light route, there's the Gerudo Underground Cemetery, and there are both regular Gibdos and moths. I counted 12 regular Gibdos, and the moths are worth killing for other armor sets like the glide armor. So this is a great spot. You should only have 12 after the graveyard, and you want to have over 15 for one blood moon. So head to the statue of the 8th heroine. I've got you covered. You want to do a campfire and rest until noon, and then you whip out one of those mirrors you just got from the treasure chest right there. Pinpoint accuracy. As long as the sun's out, it'll shine it at the gate. And then you want to run in here, and your Gibdo problem is solved. But seeing as you need 2 blood moons for the Moldugas, I wouldn't go further than here. There's a lot in here. Check that out. Enjoy! After Moldugas, you absolutely want to start on the Luminous Stones as soon as possible. I'm going to send you to the best locations that will regenerate over time, but please note these follow item respawn mechanics, which are different and not tied to a blood moon. When you are outside of the area, every minute that passes by gives the deposits a 1% chance to respawn. So it'll be an undetermined amount of time before the deposits pop back up. And it's per deposit. It doesn't have anything to do with the ores that came out of it. So the first 3 places that you will go for sure are in the sky on these islands where I have these gemstone markings. And then I'm going to send you to the best caves with respawnable deposits. And then you are going to take advantage of some one-time only opportunities that will also get you a lot of stones. I'm not going to say that the Pura sensor is required to complete this, but it will help you tremendously. So I strongly recommend taking a picture of a deposit, setting it to your Pura sensor, and also one of the areas we're going to go requires a cleared dungeon storyline as well. So you're really doing yourself a disservice not having these in play. In the North Necluda sky, east of the Great Sky Island, there is a luminous deposit island right here that has 9 deposits. Luminous stone deposits can drop one of 3 possibilities. You can either get 1 luminous stone, which occurred in both of those. You can get 2 luminous stones, or you can get flint. Due to the sheer volume of required stones, an argument can be made to actually save and reload until you get 2 luminous stones. And if you did that here, you will walk away with 18 Luminous Stones. In the South Hyrule Sky, west of the Great Sky Island, there is also one of these Luminous Islands, and I got there from using the hover bike. If you've already acquired the Zonite armor, then you already have this island unlocked. But if you've not, you want to shoot out of this Skyview Tower and then land here and then fly all the way up here. And this is where you unlock one of the Zonite armors, and I covered that in a different video. But there are a lot of luminous ore deposits here as well. And there's a shrine below to unlock to make this easier to visit again. Below Lookout Landing, there's a network of caves that you can access when you have defeated one dungeon. And once you head north for a little while, there's a large room with water and 7 luminous ore deposits. It takes a little time to get to, but it's totally worth it. And then, as a bonus, you can swim even more north right here, and there's a large amount of these type luminous ore deposits. And these do not show up on the Pura sensor, but you can get even more luminous ore that way. Due to the time required to get here, I would strongly recommend this as a fast travel point location that you can return to easily. Directly below the Upland Zorana Skyview Tower, we've got a real gem right here. We have the Upland Zorana Summit Cave, and you've got 5 deposits clustered close together near a fast travel point. In the Lynel Road area, there is the East Gate Cave, and it has a shrine in there, and there are 6 deposits, but they're kind of spread out. So I would recommend using the Pura sensor to track them down as you traverse this cave, but it's a pretty solid option. If you followed along with my miner's gear video, you've already been to the Hebra Great Skeleton. There's 3 here, and I bring it up because while it's not a huge number, you can get 17 giant bright bloom seeds here, which is huge for upgrading your miner armor. Another viable location is the Hebra Mountains Northwest Cave, mainly because it has a shrine inside. There's only 2 deposits, but they're right by the shrine, so it's not a terrible option. The Hebra South Summit Cave also has 2, and it gets a mention because you probably already have this shrine and you've probably already been through the cave. Another okay place that also gets a nod because of shrine proximity is the Gisa Crater Cave. There are 3 in here. There's 1 here, and then you ascend up there, and then there's 2. The Ulria Grotto's South Cave has a little bit of everything. We've got 2 deposits, we've got 3 sets of these, and there's even a Luminous Stone Talus in there that you can take advantage of. Might as well. I want to touch on Stone Taluses real quick because they are certainly a viable method to getting stones. However, it's a little underwhelming because the drop rate on these things is a maximum of 2. And it looks like you can't force more than 3 or 4 extra drops from hitting the stone on the top, even if you're using a low damage weapon. So it's not amazing. If you do go this route, you might as well use a good weapon, or a moderately good weapon, you'll end up getting about 2 to 3 from hitting the rock, and then you'll get 2 from the actual kill. So you're looking at 4 to 5 total if everything goes right. And like I said, it's not horrible, but it's not the best in the world. If you want to go the rare Stone Talus route, you need to open up the Zelda dungeon map, search Stone Talus parentheses Luminous, and just click on the various ones and see if they're in an area that you've been to. Like this one's right outside of Kakariko village, so probably everyone has it. And just find ones that look interesting to you or accessible. They are comparable to hitting 2 to 3 luminous deposits, but they take more time to realize. Alright, time for a little brief intermission. I am checking back after I've 4-starred my armor. Looks nice, doesn't it? The deposits here underneath Lookout Landing have all respawned. Unfortunately, if I go check on the room to the north, it has not regenerated whatsoever. So I don't believe that they ever come back. It's been a long time now. It's multiple blood moons. So this next section is going to be a lot of rooms like this. It is a very viable way to quickly get about 100 stones, give or take, depending on your luck. If you would rather do that than stone taluses, it's a great idea. If you have already broken all these walls and since sold the stones, you need to go do stone taluses to pass the time. But either way, you got to spend some time away from here and the other locations so that the luminous stone deposits can regenerate, and then you can go revisit them at a later date. As soon as you enter the Corta Lake Cave, you get one of these setups right here. If you continue into this cave and go up this updraft, you enter a room with a Hinox and a lot of luminous ore. In the Rodai Lake front tunnel, you also are greeted with a similar luminous ore deposit. And then deep within the cave, there's a lot right here, and also next to a Hinox. Of course, the third of these caves, the Kalora Lake Cave, also has some of the luminous deposits. And we start right here. And then if you descend into the place with the Hinox brother again, there is a lot more to be had. The Puffer Beach cave is okay enough for me to mention. There's only one actual deposit, but there's these up there. So if you want to torch some bomb arrows or got a cannon, have at it. The Korra Lakefront Cave has a ton of these to get stones from, but it doesn't actually have any deposits here, just the wall type things. At this point, you should go back to the 3 sky islands I showed you, the cave below Lookout Landing, the cave below the Zora Skyview Tower, and the cave on the Lynel Road that has the 6 deposits with the shrine. And if that doesn't top you off, then you can always do like I did and travel across all of Hyrule and enter every single cave and find a lot of them with like 1 ore deposit. It's not the best use of your time, but this is what I ended up with from researching all this stuff for you guys, so it wasn't that big of a loss for me. A far better use of your time is getting started on the guts, and there is nothing better for you to do at this point than to 3-star your armor and head to the Coliseum and follow along with my Lynel guide linked here. I'll show you how to make this exact weapon and how you can clear everything below in under 3 minutes, which will get you 2 to 3 guts to get started. And then you can start traveling around Hyrule and taking out silver Lynels instantly with this. So you don't actually need the 4-star to get the win against them. Check it out. If you are short on Moblin or Horriblin Guts, we're going to the same place, Hyrule Castle. There are 3 black Moblins right there, and they have a roughly 50% chance to drop guts. Save your game, kill one. If you got the guts, save it again. If you didn't, reload. On the other side, we have a bunch of Horriblins. And that one right there scaled up and is 100% drop rate. But these are also roughly a coin toss. Now you need 9 Horriblin Guts. You only need 6 Moblin Guts. Once you're done with those, if you're still short, you need to dive off the side, and we're going down here. After you get past the electric likes, you're in a room full of Horriblins again. So do the same thing you did at the castle, and you should have your 9 guts by now, especially from all the trips through caves. Now, really what you should do if you still need Moblin Guts is to unlock this light route north of Death Mountain and then go to the Scorching Coliseum. Bring some shock stuff to disarm these dudes and it'll make it really easy. But this will really take care of the guts here. Similarly, I know that you already know about this cemetery right here. The Horriblin Coliseum is right next to it, so you might as well do that one as well. Except you cannot do an aerial entry like the other ones. Gotta go through a gate. After everything you've done, it's time to claim your reward, the 4-star Radiant Armor set. I'm going to do my final upgrade. And check it out. We are ready for a bone assault. I hope you found this useful. If you haven't already, head over to my Lynel video to finish up your 4-star process and learn how to get a really great weapon to take advantage of this newfound strength you have. You will be demolishing Lynels by the end of this. Until next time, my friends, I hope y'all enjoyed.